All right, Michelle, you're off the hook because I got a good story for Josh now. So I was talking to Philip and Sandy outside, and Philip told me a story. And Sandy said, I bet that will make it into a drush. And I said, just you watch. So you can correct me if I get it wrong. It was loud out there, but it's perfect for tonight. So there was I'm going to just kind of ad-lib because I forgot a little bit of it. So there was a man who borrowed money from another person that he needed to do something to get something. He wasn't a very well-to-do person, but he needed to borrow some money, so he did. And then it came time to collect the money, but he had nothing. The man had nothing left to give. And so the man said, I'll tell you what, instead of me giving you, I really want to be able to repay what I borrowed. So, as you did in the old days, why don't you marry my daughter? And, and I know she's, I'm going to quote you because I would never use these words. That she's very plain looking, and she's a lovely person. And it is important to be able to repay our debt. And in the old days, the wives and daughters were the property of the fathers and husbands. So the man said, okay, she's not the most beautiful, but you know what? Okay, you're right. You want to repay the debt. Fantastic. So along comes the wedding day. And they come, beautiful music is playing, flowers are everywhere, it's spring, I'm just elaborating. And it's absolutely fantastic, everybody's there, and the man's like, he's doing like a mitzvah and he's getting his debt repaid, it's a lovely thing. In those days, you were actually allowed 4 wives, just so you know. And so he goes, and the wedding takes place, he lifts up the veil, it's time to kiss the bride, and he looks, and he sees, not Leah, but Rachel. He sees the most beautiful woman in front of him. But it wasn't a different woman. It was the same woman. And he's like, wow, you're amazing. You're so beautiful on your wedding day. And so they get married. It's beautiful. And then afterwards, he says to her, I don't understand. You looked one way when I first saw you. And then on our wedding day, underneath the veil, you look totally different. You look plain. You look beautiful. And she said, I'm sure you're going to totally correct me. And she said, I can be plain and I can be beautiful. What do you want? It's all the way you see me. I can be plain when we're out and about during the daylight, when everybody sees me, so they've got nothing to want, and beautiful for you. Or I can be beautiful out in the daylight, so everyone sees, how beautiful I am, which might make you look good. And so therefore, it's all in the way you see what you want. And he said to her, this is the feminist part that I like of the story. He says, actually, it's up to you. It's up to you. How do you want to be seen? And when do you want to be seen? Which is a beautiful thing. You can tell me, what did I miss? Did I just kill the whole story? A little bit? Oh, phew. Okay, so why is this a perfect story for Sukkot? People tell me the sermon is dead, so we're having a conversation. Why? Why is this a perfect story for Sukkot? I'm not doing it just to make Philip happy, I promise. Maybe she was eating what's on the table, so she turned beautiful because she ate the etrog? Okay, maybe, could be. What's that? The way you see things, right? The way you see things. Fantastic. Anyone else?
Just a perception on life. I mean, you can see things through rose-colored glasses, or you can see things through plain glasses.
It's a perception on life. You can see things through rose-colored glasses, or you could see things through plain-colored glasses. You can choose which ones you're going to take on and off. Yeah. Right? So you can see the sukkah as a flimsy house. It's got lots of holes in the roof. What do you want? But it provides a shelter, and it provides something else for us as well. We beautify it. Yeah, you did? Beautiful. Beautiful. So 3 different parts to that is, so you take a seed, which is something plain, a plain seed, you plant it into the ground, and the seed grows. This is a harvest festival. So you plant a plain seed into the ground, and it grows into whatever it's going to grow into, which is beautiful. The sukkah, we build a structure. No offense to you, David, who spent a lot of time working on that structure. All of you who built that structure. It seems plain, even though it's a lot of work to put up, it seems plain. But then, if you look in our sukkah now, we spend all this time to decorate it. It's transformed into an absolutely beautiful, beautiful space to be in. And your last part, was relating to the story, is that, you know, at the beginning of, I'm trying to remember this, at the beginning of the relationship, it may have, you know, they were unsure about each other maybe, and then when it came time to the marriage, she just blossomed and became beautiful, right? Or became beautiful in his eyes. That's another thing, you know? And, you know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So herein, thank you, by the way, for sharing. Oh, yeah? Beautiful. Choice. Choice is a big theme for me this high holiday. It's fantastic. So Sukkot is also Zman Simchatenu, the time of our happiness. And, you know, it's been a difficult high holiday period. It's been a difficult year in general. And, you know, and it's difficult to be able to be happy when there's so many things that aren't so great going on right now. And so to be commanded to be happy, or to be commanded to choose or to find the joy, is really what Sukkot is about. So what I wanted to conclude with is that Sukkot is 100% all about perception, as is life, by the way. It's all about perception. It's all about the way we see things, the way we perceive them, and the way we let it affect us. And Sukkot says, yeah, there may be a lot of bad things, but there's always something good. Appreciate the fruits of our labors. Even on those days when you feel like everything is going wrong, I guarantee not everything is going wrong. There's got to be something that goes right, even if it's just that your hot water works so you can go in the shower. You know, whatever it is, find it. Find it. So Sukkot is a time that says it's all in the way we look at it. What seems challenging can actually be transformed into something beautiful if we let it, or no, it's not. It's actually still pretty plain or ugly or miserable. And so be it. It's ugly, miserable. And let's find something else that is beautiful. He didn't do that. He found her. She was beautiful. But it's all in the way we look at it. We now have 7 days from right now. Conscious, intentional choice. I'm going to check in with you guys next week at Simchat Torah, and we're going to see how many ways and how many times. This is easy for you, Andrew. You do it naturally. The rest of us aren't as lucky. But how many times were we able to find something that frustrated us or that made us upset or sad, that we could just shift and say, okay, I am choosing to find something beautiful in my life, in my world, in the world around you, even if it's just looking at a beautiful flower. That's what this is about.